First one of the day is this lovely 998S. This is a final edition. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago. This is a returning client. He has just recently acquired this to add to his collection. Just wanted it trotted up a little bit before he sticks it in his garage. We're going to take all this fairing off. He wants everything underneath there cleaned and ACF 50. I'm going to take this rear wheel off so we can polish up all this exhaust, get that all minted up like new. We're going to meticulously clean all these wheels, all these bits and pieces he wants looking after. Wheels are pretty filthy, but we're going to get all those minted up. Really nice shape, 10,000 miles. This is a final edition model, he said. It's going to be worth some money in a few years' time. Let's work some magic. Okay, we got all the fairing off now. It's not quite as clean underneath. So we're going to get all this minted up. Get some well-needed ACF 50 on it once it's all cleaned. I might even take this whole exhaust off to get it all polished up for the gentleman. But, having a little issue taking this rear wheel off now. This nut is absolutely frozen on there, so just wait for someone to come and give me a hand, just so we can get a bit more easy access to the exhaust. Okay, just managed to free off this back wheel. I don't think it had been off in some time. It was so heavily torqued on, but managed to get it off. We're going to see if we can get this exhaust apart, get it all polished up, swing arm cleaned, and like I said, get some ACF 50 on it because this bike will be stored for a while. Alright, next step, I've just removed all those back exhausts so I can see if I can really get them polished up. Now we're going to give it a gentle wash on this engine bay. Careful not to flake any of the paint off because that does flake quite badly on these. We're going to degrease this, give it a good old wash or a scrub. Like I said, get some ACF 50 on it. Okay, she's been thoroughly scrubbed, degreased, washed. Carefully washed all this engine as to not chip any of that paint off. We have then blow dried it all and then misted it with ACF 50. As it was looking a little rusty in places and a bit dry, we have covered it in ACF 50 all up underneath the tank, all the engine, all the suspension linkages, all up underneath the seat. The chain had been degreased, blow dried. We re-lubed it all back up. Little extra ACF 50 on all these nuts and bolts. All the plastics have been dressed. Swing arm's been thoroughly cleaned. This back wheel I scrubbed all in between those spokes. Everything's been ACF 50'd all up behind the forks, instruments, all these little nuts and bolts. They were all just starting to corrode. These are gold anodized, but they were looking pretty manky, so I've brushed a little extra ACF 50 on all those. I said all this engine bay has all been blow dried after it was washed. Ducati electrics aren't the best once they get wet, so I did put a bag over all this electrics here, but everything's been blow dried, ACF 50'd afterwards. I'm going to put this in the garage and I will crack on with it on Monday. We're going to do a machine polish on all this bodywork. It's in pretty good shape, to be honest, but we're going to get some real proper gloss back into it, and then we're going to put some Ultimaxx Signature Pro ceramic so it will be fully protected for the years ahead. And then I'm going to crack on with this exhaust, see if I can get a little bling back into this exhaust. It's looking a bit manky in places. Get all that minted up, see if we can do something with those springs, and then get it all back together and deliver to the client next week. It should be a happy one. Alright, just had my first go at polishing up these pipes. They're coming up pretty damn good. I managed to get a lot of that corrosion off the bend there. All up here is mirror polished up. It's about half an hour's worth of work. Still got a bit of polishing to do on that bottom pipe there, but so far so good. Get all those springs all polished up. Just getting ready to have a go at these pipes here. They're pretty manky, to be honest, a bit like the other ones, but let's see if we can work some magic, shed a bit of life back into them. There you go, quick half-hour polishing. They've come up pretty good. Not perfect by any means. I am not a metal polisher, but much better than they were. Time for a little spring cleaning. Much better. Okay, pipes are all back on and looking pretty freaking sweet, I must say. Quite chuffed how they've come up. We'll get these end cans done, get those back on, and then I might even do this paint correcting tonight. Get this finished. It's looking pretty sweet. Client is gonna be chuffed. All right, next step is to get these all polished up, get all this road tar off, get these end cans polished up, get a bit of protection on those, and then we'll get these back on. Okay, wheel is all back on now. I even polished up the little wheel nut. All the end cans are all polished, managed to get all the carbon off the inside there. The exhaust is looking sweet. Now we're going to get this bodywork all back on and then crack on with some polishing. Well, there you go. 7.5 hours later, this Ducati 998S final edition has been fully trotted and looking freaking sweet. This has had a full works package. Extra cleaning of the exhaust, all removed, all mirror polished up, all the wheels have been removed. All detailed, everything's been ACF 50'd afterwards. All the plastics have been dressed. All the chain, everything's been done as in a full Monty. This has also had a single stage polish on all the bodywork. Look at the gloss on that. And then I just treated it to a nice coating of the Ultimaxx Signature Pro that's got 5 years worth of ceramic protection. That gloss is on point. All the tips of these exhausts have all been minted, all the carbon's been removed. This bike is gleaming. That exhaust has come up a right treat. All inside the fairing's been cleaned. All the discs, all these calipers, everything's been ACF 50'd afterwards. This bike will be stored up with his collection of Italian machines, all ready to be delivered. Don't forget, we're generally open 7 days a week. I do a satisfaction guaranteed service. Give us a buzz, 07966 249 963.